Okay, so welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about NVIDIA. NVIDIA continues to sell off, got downgraded again, and we're going to go ahead and check out what do the charts really say. As we go ahead and take a look at the charts, I want you to kind of remember that, hey, stock analysis, they're not perfect. So any of the technical guys that mentioned NVIDIA, they might also not really understand, hey, what's your plan for the stock or what's your investment strategy? So keep that in mind. If you're looking for 6 months versus 3 months, that's a whole different ballgame. All right, so we're going to check out NVIDIA. By the way, if you do want to check out some of the other great stuff we have, check out the Traders Fly website and also the Discord channel that we've got, where I also post some stock movers and just charts in general. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at NVIDIA here. And as we take a look, it got downgraded. China and Russia are headwinds, they say. So it drops after this downgrade. And, the news is going to kind of push that. So for the day, you definitely will get some negative movement in this stock. So as we look into this, the stock picked up speed on the sell side action for the last week. It just red. So definitely a problem for the stock. We started to see a little bit of a pop recently, but after that, it just rolled back over. So it seems to be getting back into the 200. Let's just zoom out for a little while and take a look at this stock. So overall, this stock, if we look at the weekly from about, call it 2011, this stock has been continuing to move higher. So here's kind of our initial trend from 2009. This stock continued to do well. Then we picked up some more steam and speed. And then we picked up even more steam and speed. And then finally, even more steam and speed. So you could see we continue to ramp up and accelerate the speed on NVIDIA. And we were getting into that toppy level and area where, stock could be due for a little bit of a pullback. Now, if you look at this bowl-shaped pattern that we've got in volume, there's a lot of volume that came in around 2015 to 2017. So there's a lot of buyers that stepped up around that zone. So that's pretty healthy, probably due to crypto stuff coming in, NVIDIA just overall doing a lot of new things. We've got some volume that's compressing here, a little bit of the red volume. So let's go into a little bit more of a 2-day here. And what you'll see here is we had the stock split not too long ago. And looking at this stock, here we are at about that 300 range or zone. And when you start looking at this technicals, we got into this zone, about 300, pulled back quite a bit, but we held this base at around the 200 level. And you can see how this lines up fairly significantly around that 200 zone. So this is our critical support zone. Now, if this stock cannot hold this level, this will be a huge problem because then what you can see is then we'll start rolling back over and over, and then it's actually be on a bigger downtrend. Right now, it's just doing a pullback, even though the pullback may seem significant and longer term over the last 6 months. From a technical life cycle of a stock, it's fairly normal and healthy, but this is going to be a critical zone. And right now, we're selling off with some significant strength, so that's not good from the stock. But we just don't know if this part will hold. And if this range can hold, then you could still be fine, okay? Because just look at it, just a couple weeks back, the stock did have a healthy bounce right here, and it looked like things were, hey, doing not too bad. So if you look at this red line also, we can see we were trending higher for a little while, and now we're just kind of going sideways. So if you just kind of look at the moving averages, because this is a 89 moving average right here, we're actually just kind of going sideways a little bit. Once this line starts rolling more over downward, and you don't really even see it here rolling over downward except for 2019 for a short term and there, then that could be a little bit of a trouble. But right now, what you're seeing is you're kind of actually seeing a little bit more of a stalling sideways in this line. And that could start to change here very soon. But for the time being, we're still holding up okay in the chart from a moving average perspective. So anyways, for me, what I would watch for the stock is this 210 kind of 200 zone. And if we break below that, then that could be some serious and significant problems. If we can hold there, though, that could be a nice bounce and a nice zone and level for that stock to bounce and hold. And then you could see a good, really nice buying opportunity. So that's where I would nibble. I wouldn't nibble like right away immediately, but definitely this is one to kind of keep on your radar if it starts looking at, hey, where can we turn around? 210. to 200. If it starts bouncing in that zone, kind of similar to what we did here for almost a full month, we played in this range. And if we start to hold that level, you could see some nice significant moves like that again, because that's just a typical behavior of the stock. And that's up like, 60, 70 points very quickly. So watch for those movements in the stock, because they can move very quickly and accelerated. Just even here in October, very quick move to the upside. For now, we just had a lot of weakness, and we'll see this 200 range is kind of going to be a critical zone to watch. So anyways, that's what I would do is watch that zone level. You could slowly start nibbling. Like, let's say you're trying to get 100 shares. You could say, hey, well, why don't I put on 10 shares here? If it goes to about 200, put on another 10 shares. And then if it now then starts selling off in a big way, well, now, all bets are off, because now it could go to other lower levels, and then you could start adding at lower levels, but have enough capital to be able to add or buy in positions. Chances are the stock's not going to go to zero. So, you're just looking at where is it going to change course or reverse that sentiment and make its move in the other direction. So anyway, I hope that helps, gives you some insight. Watch out. We've got earnings coming up on 5/25. It's a little bit further out than many of the other stocks, but there is an earnings thing, and I did want to mention it because we are getting into earnings season. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Trade them well accordingly, and be a little bit more mindful and careful in these kinds of market conditions. We are whipping around back and forth just with the market being a little bit uneasy. So you want to be a little bit more cautious of what's going on and happening here in the marketplace, because things are selling off very quickly in certain areas and sectors. So anyways, thanks again. Enjoy the rest of the week ahead, and I will see you next time.